What do you make of his style? What type of fight are we going to expect to see?
賢く頭を使って、最後は、KO する、瞬間をお見せしたいと思います。
I'll fight in a smart way and then I'll finish it with a knockout.
Do you think you and Inoue finally getting in there, that's a fight that will define this era in the lower weight classes?
I think so. I think me against Inoue would definitely be, if not one of the biggest fights in the lower weight divisions.
When the dust settles, you know, real recognized real, game recognized game. When the dust settles, who do you think is going to be standing? And everyone in boxing, respect to Nakatani and some others, but they see you and they see the monster, and it just looks different. You two look like different kinds of animals than everybody else. And that's really what super fights and eras are about. The dust settles, two guys are left standing. When you survey the landscape, is the monster that guy for you?
Yeah, exactly. I mean, people have been mentioning that fight even before I became who I am today, so I know when that fight does happen.
Naoya Inoue has made it clear that he is willing to face Bam Rodriguez, adding even more excitement to a matchup that could become one of boxing's biggest fights. His latest comments suggest that the Japanese champion is serious about making the showdown happen.
何も話はないので、あとはスーパーバンタム級にとどまってやるのか、一つ階級上げてチャレンジするのか、多分そこになってくるんで。ただ自分としては、フェザー級挑戦というのも、一つ頭に入れてるので、そういったところに挑戦していけたら、またフェザー級が活気づいていく。
Max Kellerman says Inoue has already established a timeline for the potential fight. The message is simple. Inoue is interested, but he is not prepared to wait indefinitely for Bam Rodriguez to make his move.
Rodriguez if the bout takes place before February 2027. Inoue says he won't delay his career waiting for Bam, and that if Bam wants more time at bantamweight before accepting the fight won't happen. Ooh, put the pressure on him, Max! Inoue will move up to featherweight. Cop, let me just say this. If Inoue goes up to featherweight and eventually beats Espinoza, or even better, if he stays where he is, fights and beats Bam, and then moves up to featherweight and eventually beats Espinoza.
Conversation over.
Now we start to talk about who's the greatest fighter ever who spent his career.
Mike Coppinger reports that a possible target date is being discussed for Inoue versus Rodriguez. If those plans remain on track, both camps could have very little room for delays or hesitation before making the fight official.
Be on a very short list and maybe at number one.
I agree with that.
I mean,
this is insane.
Let me ask you this also. If he does that, is it the Terrence Crawford era or is it the Inoue era? Because that would be really special stuff.
Would that be considered coming after Crawford?
That's a good question.
But then the question is in retrospect, where should they have been? I just can't pick against Crawford.
No, I get that.
Let's not even do that.
Look, it's my understanding that the fight is going to happen in February. That's the plan, is for the fight to happen in Tokyo. It's a big, big fight. And I respect that of Inoue. This is why he's one of the all-time greats. He's not going to wait around. He's not going to fight cupcakes waiting around for Bam. So I think Bam wants to be great too.
And also Inoue never ducks the smoke against the toughest guys in the division.
Ever.
Right.
There's so many.
Bam Rodriguez has also made his intentions clear and wants the opportunity to prove himself against one of boxing's elite fighters. A victory over Inoue would give Bam a huge boost and could put him firmly into the pound-for-pound conversation.
Spot. I believe so. We were just talking about that yesterday. By the time the fight happens between me and Inoue, I think Inoue will be number one. I'll be number two or number three. So for that fight to happen, top three pound for pound, I think winning that.
Shakur Stevenson believes Bam could create serious problems for Inoue because of his speed, accuracy, movement, and technical ability. He sees Rodriguez as the type of opponent who could force the Japanese champion to fight in ways he is not used to.
I know Bam and Bam, my guy. I think Inoue is a great fighter, but I think Bam might be his kryptonite. I seen him get dropped by a southpaw, and I think Bam punch hard enough.
Devin Haney and Teofimo Lopez have also discussed the potential matchup. Haney believes Bam is one of the few fighters with enough speed, skill, and competitiveness to push Inoue into a difficult fight.
Up until he loses, right? If he stays where he is and you look south and you look who could beat him, the other guy who's just different is Bam, right? He's Bam.
Kellerman points to the physical difference as one of the biggest concerns for Bam. Rodriguez may have faster hands and excellent technique, but facing a naturally powerful fighter like Inoue could make every exchange extremely dangerous.
Fights Inoue's been in, and how young Bam is, and how well he boxes as a southpaw, I would be like, yeah, Bam's gonna do it, except that he's the smaller guy coming up. He doesn't have a very long reach. If he was a long fighter like you, I'd be like, I think Bam maybe beats him. This, to me, is like a pick'em kind of fight, because if anyone has a size, it's in a way with the size advantage, right?
You have to move 2 weight classes up, right?
Two weight classes.
Bam, man, Bam's special, man. He's special. He moves extremely well. He can box, IQ.
And he can punch. They don't call him Bam for
twitching.
Can't punch.
And I know he's from San Antonio. You can't tell me he ain't spent no.
Teofimo Lopez believes Bam could take advantage of openings that have appeared in some of Inoue's recent performances. However, Kellerman remains focused on Inoue's punching power and questions how much that advantage could matter as the champion continues moving through heavier weight classes.
When Nakatani was picking up in the later rounds.
He was.
8, 9, 10 round, he was catching on. And that also shows a little bit of whether it's fatigue or leverage for Bam, if that was to be the case.
Yeah.
Pick up on that.
I mean,
he don't move like Bam, though.
No.
Does that make sense?
He goes in, angles, everything, pivots.
We've seen that if you hit Inoue clean, he can go down.
Yes,
he will go down.
Yep.
So I want to see when Bam touches him, what happens.
And every time he gets knocked down, it's always like the same punch, hand down, boom.
The other thing about Inoue, though, that let's not forget is he was a devastating knockout puncher in the lighter weight classes. The reason he doesn't look like a devastating knockout puncher now is because he keeps moving.
Sean Porter gives Inoue the edge because of his timing, power, experience, and ability to adjust during a fight. He believes Bam can create problems with his movement and technique, but expects Inoue to eventually figure out the right approach.
Actually does matter. I think that gap in that weight, Inoue being slightly older, more experienced and things like that, I am inclined to favor Inoue in this fight, even though I haven't seen as much Inoue as I've seen Bam. But the reason why I favor is because the age gap, the size gap. That's big for the little guys. And Inoue is a monster. He's a monster. So I think that Inoue would be the favorite in the betting odds and the blah 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 blah. And
Andre Ward believes Inoue has shown moments of defensive vulnerability in recent fights. Against a fighter as fast and accurate as Bam, even a small opening could become a major scoring or damaging opportunity.
Be hit at times. His offense typically is his defense. You don't see Inoue doing a lot of special effects defensively. He's athletic, he's young, he's still very spry, so he can get out of the way, he can pull away, even if it's not a technically sound defensive move. But most of the time, that offense, that firepower, them clips that he's letting off, that's what's keeping guys with their hands at home where they don't want to punch. So he doesn't have to be defensively sound, but he has some big moments against Nakatani. Where Nakatani would landed some clean shots, but it just wasn't enough. Every time Nakatani would try to surge, every time Nakatani would try to have a moment, Naoya Inoue showed why.
Timothy Bradley believes Bam should seriously consider facing Junto Nakatani before taking on Inoue. A fight with Nakatani could provide valuable information about whether Rodriguez is ready for the level of speed, power, and pressure he would face against Inoue.
Tani and Bam Rodriguez. Prove it. Prove yourself. Bam, fight that guy. You guys have been hovering around the same weight class. That guy is a pound for pound guy. You beat that pound for pound guy, then you go after Inoue. Right? Inoue beat him. You beat him? Oh, that's a statement. And if you beat him even better, that's a statement. Then, if that happens, then I say, you know what? Bam got a chance. Bam got a chance on the back end. Inoue would be 1 year older, right? Maybe the end of 2027.
Bradley also believes patience could benefit Bam. If Rodriguez waits until later in 2027, the additional experience and physical development could make him a much stronger and more prepared opponent for Inoue.
Slow down a bit, allow a little bit more wear and tear on his body. And Bam, being as young as he is, oh, he'll be ready. He will be ready then, for sure. And I don't think there's no rush in the fight right now. Not right now. I don't think so. So, but again, Turkey Al-Sheikh, he can be a little bit impatient. He can get impatient. And he want what he want. And if he want it now, then he might have to do it. Because the money's there right now. It might not be there. Kind of like with Boots and Virgil. It was there for a minute and then it vanished real fast.
Sergio Mora brings age into the discussion, suggesting that time could eventually change the balance between the two fighters. As Inoue continues challenging himself against bigger opponents, the physical demands could gradually affect some of the advantages that currently separate him from his competition.
Younger, I think he's 32, 33. I think he's only 31 now. Maybe I'm gonna get it wrong, but he's not going to be 34.
If he starts hitting 34-ish, then I think that's a different story, Mannix. But when you ask me this question with Bam,
He's 33. He just turned 33.
It was last year when you told me that. I said, "Are you crazy? Slap yourself." I think it was 2 years ago when Monster Inoue was just knocking out. He was a wrecking ball. Now I'm starting to evolve and starting to like this because I know what age does to a fighter. No matter how great you are, age will start eroding that power, that speed. And guys like Bam who are ascending, then the next great thing. Then
Chris Mannix has also pointed to recent performances where Inoue appeared slightly less dominant than fans were accustomed to seeing. While those moments do not erase his accomplishments, they could give a fighter like Bam confidence that opportunities will be available.
The next in line to beat a monster like Inoue. So if he's 34, that's a different story, man.
I think there's something to not just the age, but like I'm anticipating this Nakatani fight to be tough. And if he fights a tough fight against Nakatani, maybe fights Nakatani again. I don't know if it's a great fight. Maybe they run it back before the end of the year. That could be like 20 some odd rounds of tough fights for Inoue. Then you're talking about the wear and tear. Fought 4 times last year. Didn't look like, still won a couple of knockouts, but didn't look like the guy we saw in the lower weight classes. Then maybe you see these two guys meet somewhere in the middle. Their trajectory's going 2 different ways. I get all that. It's got to be next year.
Sean Porter continues to believe Bam should avoid rushing into the biggest fight of his career. Rodriguez needs to become stronger and more comfortable at the higher weight before facing Inoue, whose combination of speed, power, intelligence, and championship experience makes him an extremely dangerous challenge.
Bam get more experience. Bam has to have more experience. That's the number one thing. He has to have more strength. Let me say this real quick, and now I think we can get out of here. Strength doesn't mean putting on muscle so that you can hit somebody and clock them. There's strength that you need to withstand what you're getting hit with as well. And Bam has to really build his body up a little bit more, getting in the ring with somebody like Inoue, who has both speed, power, quick, who has the total package. I think Bam has the total package, and he's growing into becoming the total package while Inoue is there now having the total package.
6-year age difference.
Yeah.
6 years.